What's up, YouTubers? Just wanted to give you a heads up. This is a review of an open box of a GDE, Green Diesel Engineering computer that's tuned with the Hot Tune for my Dodge Ram Ecodiesel. Anyway, I just wanted to do a box open, and I'm going to try to do a video as well on the install as I do it. So anyway, let's just see. It's very well packaged. The tape was very well done. It came in priority mail today. So Keith over there at GDE, phenomenal people, great customer service, excellent to deal with. Let's just see what's in the package here. Nicely bubble wrapped. And here you have it. In a non-static bag, tuned by Green Diesel. Bosch. Let's go ahead and take it out the package so we can get a better view of it. Okay, this is it. This is the ECU. I'm going to go ahead and do a swap out and do the procedure it requires to get it calibrated, everything on it. So I don't know what the OEM one looks like. It's still on the truck. Got a couple of plugs there. So this is it. I need to get the old one off because I got to send it back because they charge you a core credit. I chose the option of ordering this unit with a core charge of like 650 bucks. And when I return the old one, of course, they're going to give me credit back towards my purchase. So anyway, this is just the first part of the video. Wanted to do the box opening to give you guys an idea how it comes in the mail, if you're curious. The next video will be going through the truck and looking at it and seeing what we need to do to get it worked up. So, peace. Alright guys, I'm outside now with the Ecodiesel. Let it cool down for a little while and had some stuff to do in business. Anyway, so I got the tune, GDE Green Diesel Engineering Hot Tune here. They also published some very detailed instructions with pictures, very phenomenal. And I'm gonna be doing this by myself, so maybe I apologize in advance for any distorted videos or anything like that. I'm gonna try to film as much as I can as I'm doing it. Another thing is, what I will do is take out the EGR tube that's never been out of this truck. This truck has 14,000 miles on it. I purchased it with 8,900 miles on it. It's a 2015. So I have no idea what it looks like. I never took it out. In fact, I don't even know where it's at. I know where it's at, but I gotta get to it. Anyway, so I'll do that as well. So I just wanted to give you guys a heads up. Let me get the tools ready, see what I need here, and we'll start rocking and rolling. All right, guys, I got some tools. So first we want to do is yank this thing off the engine cover. Let's get it out of here. And place it out the way. Safe spot so it don't get all scratched up. And it says in the instructions, number one is to, first thing you want to do is take out the airbox assembly. So essentially, here's what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just take out the worm gears here on these clamps, pop this sensor out here, and for the mass airflow, and take off the top of the box, which has a few clamps, and then work my way to the bottom. So again, in the meantime, the EGR tube is underneath the passenger side. I think it's underneath this little rubber cushion. And from my research, according to what this does, is retains heat in the engine to help with all the EGR and all that stuff. So anyway, let me get to pulling that off. Okay, I got everything loose. I just want to show you guys how the box comes out. Took off these, loosened both of these. I'm gonna pull her off at the tube. This little click mass air sensor, you pull this up, this little red tab, pull it up, depress the button, and it will just pull off. And then pop your clips all in your airbox. This thing should come right, there you go. Airbox out. And now you can pull the air filter off. Inspect and clean that way you got it out right away. Oh shit. Things in there. Okay, there you go. So it looks like on the left hand side, not too bad. A little bit of stuff in there. We'll clean that out as well. Put the air filter down. Give it a good shaking. And we need to figure out how to get this off the airbox. So as you can see, it looks like there's the computer right behind the airbox. So essentially you need to get to that point. So clearing out this airbox, the key element to this install. So let me get to hopping on getting this, finding out the bolts and everything. Alright guys, there's no bolts holding the airbox in. There's these little tabs here. I don't know if you can see them here. Try to get you a good picture. See right here. Just slips over these. You can't always see it, but anyway. So the only thing really holding this airbox in is on the back of this airbox. There's a wire harness with 2 clips that attach to the back of the airbox. So you need to pull them off. You can use some force or you can use the tool just to get in there, pop the clip. There's also one other one on this side. So you got a total of 3 attachment wiring harness points. And then this thing should come out simple. Oh, you gotta get past this line, so excuse me for all this shakiness, but it's me by myself today. So anyway, here's the airbox. Put that on the side. There you have it, folks. We have access to the buried ECU. And the instructions goes on to say disconnect the wiring harness to the glow plug module, which is that green with the red one, I believe. Let me qualify that with the pictures here. Yeah, it looks like it. That is it. So we need to remove that, and the computer. So all it says here for the glow plug, to disconnect the glow plug, just slide out the large red letter tab. Okay, so let's try this while I got this. I don't know if you can see this. I'm just kind of sliding it out, and it'll release itself. There you go. Pretty simple to do. Next is the ECU. So I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect the ECU. You want to remove all these wires. So you want to remove all these wires here. Essentially, you just pull them down. And you want to pull this lever up. And your wire comes out. And this wire comes out. Well, if I can get my hands on it. Alright. So the wires are off. Everything's off. If you can see it. It's kind of buried in a corner here, so it's not going to be too bad to get a hold of. It's got 4 bolts, it looks like, 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and start removal process on the ECU. Be back. Alright guys, sorry I didn't get no video taking the bolts out, but the top 2 fairly easy to get to. The bottom 2 kind of a pain in the ass. I did use an extension with a swivel on one of the bottom left, and on the bottom right I just used a straight ratchet with a 10mm socket. Got it close. So let's see, it should be all ready to come out. There you go. Factory ECU. Bosch ECU. Looks to be same setup. So again, this is the factory one we need to send back for our core torch credit, so we want to put that in a safe spot so it doesn't get damaged. So the next process is to install the flashed. So now we're attempting to install the flashed ECU from Green Diesel Engineering. So we're going to go ahead and get started with that. I'm going to pull it out the box, essentially just get it bolted up, hand bolted up and start it, and then tighten it up and then start plugging my wires back in. But I'll shoot another little quick clip when I get to that point. Alright guys, new ECU in place. Wasn't really bad going back in. I don't know if you can see it there. It's kind of getting dark out. I apologize for that, but there it is. So, also, just a little FYI, put your little towel here, get your little step ladder. It's easier to get in this engine bay and work, and make sure you have nothing sharp in your pockets to damage your fender. And don't lean on it too much. I don't know how thick this metal is, but so anyway, getting into the engine compartment. Remember, you got all these. I apologize for that. The phone going crazy on me. So just kind of tucked all this back here, just temporarily, just to kind of get it out of the way. This is going to go on the bottom. The smaller plug goes on the bottom. And again, I apologize for any video footage that you can't see. I'm trying to get it much as I can. And all you do is push down on the lever, locks it in. Same with the top one, but you pull the lever up, locked in. Remember, if you had this out on your module control, pull it out, pop it in, module control's in, this is in, all this is good. So in the meantime, so what I'd like to do is possibly try to take this off here. This cushion. Okay, got that off. Looks like here's the EGR tube going into the intake. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull it off while I'm here. Might as well. See how dirty it really is from the soot going back into the intake, and hopefully the intake's not bad. Again, it's got 14,000 miles on it, but I'm gonna go ahead and pull it off and give you guys a quick overview of the EGR tube. Alright guys, got the EGR tube. Doesn't look good. Kind of wish it looked a little better. It's a little scratch mark when I pulled it out. I don't know if you can see a close-up of it. So the intake probably got some junk in it, but better late than never, I guess. I'm gonna go ahead and clean this up with some degreaser and get back to it in a second. Alright guys, I cleaned the EGR tube. Tried to get in there as much as I could, and essentially all I did was spray some degreaser on it, let it sit for a minute, got a slight little Brillo pad and kind of scrubbed it, or you can use a brush or whatever you got convenient, and wiped it dry with a rag, slung it out, all the water, and then blew some air in it to kind of get some of the carbon out of there, build up as well, and to also dry the EGR. So I'm gonna go ahead and reinstall the EGR tube and start putting this thing together. Alright guys, got the air filter box back in place. It's dirty. Again, it just goes on these little pegs here, and they'll clamp to reattach your wire harness. Go for the air filter, which all this was cleaned out while I have it out. Okay, that's in. Alright. Now we just got to attach the top portion of the airbox and the hood, and we'll be good to go. So I'm going to attempt to do this now. So all looks clean. If you can tell, it clamps on the left hand side here. We're going to need to attach this bad boy to this hose real quick. Alright. Looks like that's almost in place. Alright guys, I'm going to need 2 hands for this, so I'll be right back. Alright guys, there you have it. It's all back together. Everything's nice and neat. One recommendation I would have, if you're pulling the EGR tube off, they got 2 8mm bolts that go into the intake. If you have a magnet, put it underneath it. That's what I've done, and I dropped the bolt and the magnet caught it, so good deal there. Or put some type of tape on the bolt, try to get it in. Other recommendations for this project: wear gloves. Got a few little nicks, no big deal. All in all, not a bad job. Airbox came out pretty simple. ECU was kind of a pain in the ass to get to the lower bolts, but manageable. Definitely you want to push on this wheel well to kind of get it out the way. You push on it from the inside, and it'll kind of give you enough room there to go ahead and get the bolts out. Anyway, another note is what I did before this happened, since I think it resets your oil life. I went ahead and took a photo of my oil life so I can just calculate when I need to change the oil. I was going to wait, but decided to go ahead and do it so I can get the core back and get the credit. So next is key on, wait 10 seconds, key off, wait for the ECU to power down sequence. If you're listening on the hood, you can know when it's complete when you hear click, which is about 2 minutes. And then key on within the first 10 seconds after on. Press the accelerator pedal 3 times to trigger the oil light reset. There you go. The ECU program, I ain't gonna read all this to you guys. You can go download it yourself. But I'm instructed to drive the truck after for 10 miles after I get it running. So I need to figure it out. So okay, key on for 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Key off. Okay, key off. You gotta wait for it to power cycle. So we're waiting for it to power cycle. In the meantime, let me get some of this stuff out of my pocket and give it about 2 minutes here. Actually, I'll come back in a few. Alright guys, got it installed and hit the accelerator 3 times with the key on to try to reset the oil line. That didn't look like it worked, so anyway, I'm getting a message here. It says, which part of the process. I hate to do this while I drive, but exhaust system regeneration and process is 90% full, and they tell you to go run it for about 5-10 miles to get that message going so it can do a regen. And I did choose the option for the regen message. I did not choose the turbo brake or the off-road tune. So I'm gonna go run this thing and let you know my results when I get back. Alright guys, I'm right at about 10-11 miles on an interstate here, and I'm still at 40%, so I don't know if I can get off and turn around. I'm getting kind of far from the house, but I'm not going to change it. I'm going to continue to go until this thing gets to 0 and report back. But so far the initial thoughts are positive. Especially, you can hear the turbo now a little bit. I kind of wish it, I guess my expectation was a little bit higher to hear the turbo, but you can hear it. Responsiveness is great. Anyway, I'm waiting for it to regen, so I'll give you an overview when I get back. Well guys, to sum it up, I'm back at the house. Everything checked out good. My thoughts on the GDE Tune is well worth the money. No turbo lag. You do hear the turbo. I just had the air on and everything else. But you do hear it a little bit louder than it's quite right where I want it to be. Fuel economy seems to be great. It took me about 12 to 13 miles in the regen, and it went from 100 down to 10% increments to 30, and then 30 to 0. So wasn't too bad. Got it running and power's there, no lag. I mean, it's pretty impressive. I gotta say, I should have done this when I first bought the truck, but oh well, it is quite expensive add-on, but if any add-on you're going to do, this is the one you need to do. And it leaves the EGR. So I'm going to check the tube probably in about 10,000 miles. So all good. Very happy. And I hope this helps someone out there. Comment. Peace.